welcome. I have some things that I'd like to share and also want to tap into and read into some of the collective energy as well. So I'm just going to give it a few moments for everyone to come onto the chat. I hope that you are all doing well. We have some more powerful shifts and changes amongst us. And depending on where you are in your part of the journey, we're all kind of having different experiences. But I am picking up on at least two different waves of energy right now, because this is, hello Jess, this is definitely a rebirth for us all. I feel it and I'm experiencing it, and it's big. It's big and it's exciting. It's exciting if you've done a lot of the inner work, and you're not holding on to, well, let's just get into, yeah, I'm gonna wait just a few more moments. I am doing very well. Thank you. I hope you are too. Excellent, as a matter of fact. And things have definitely shifted and changed in me, which then reflects what my experience is outside of me. And I want to talk about that. I want to talk about some of these galactic activations, DNA activations that we are experiencing, because they can really, regardless how you're experiencing them, they are bringing us to the next level. It's this leveling up energy. So the frequency that's been coming in, that I've been picking up, is what I keep hearing is it's a freedom frequency. Hi Lisa, hello. Jess says, being kind of blah lately, to be honest, down in the slumps from my daily routine. That is totally okay. And hopefully I can give you some information that might help you through that phase of either through the void, because it's kind of like, so you know when our phones need to be updated or upgraded, they have to be shut down first. That's kind of like how we are experiencing these activations. So we have like a shutdown period of time where things aren't really moving, or they're not moving the way we're used to them moving, or operating. And then when it gets turned back on, there's a lot of newness, but we got to figure out, like how to use the phone again, how to send a text message, because everything's different then suddenly. It's kind of like that. And we're going to have these experiences over and over and over again through 2025. So we got to get used to that. Getting used to the shutdown or the slowdown or the kind of like a stagnant phase, or it can be frustrating for some, but the more you get used to it, like, oh, we're getting another upgrade. All right, I am not going to resist this. I will allow it, because when I get turned back on, I'm going to be given a grace period of like figuring out the new, right? What is this new? Where am I going here, right? Freedom frequency. And it's interesting because I took some notes, but then I've been reading this book that's been spelling out also what these frequencies are doing for us as far as masculine, feminine energies within us, as well as within the males and the females, or whatever human holds the predominant energy of masculine, feminine. That is getting more of an adjustment. So for myself, I'll give you my own personal example. I had been, and I still am to some degree, doing work on the side for my brother-in-law. And that's pays the bills, you know, so that but also gave me freedom to work with clients, to work on my own intuitive gifts that are constantly expanding and growing, and to work on really visualizing where I want to put my passions. And I found over the last couple of months, actually, that my energy was diminishing when I was just doing the mundane work that my brain was telling me, my masculine energy was telling me I needed to do in order to survive. And it was snuffing out it was dimming down the vibration and the energy of my feminine energy, my intuitive, creative process, my ability to be open to receiving and trusting in the universe, trusting in spirit. I have been tapped in specifically to the Pleiadian constellation since around Christmas time, but I've really honed in and received so much from them, so much guidance from them, and just understanding these galactic activations, these DNA activations, these changes that we're experiencing. It's elevating me, and not just me, a lot of people that I'm connected to right now, to the next level. So I recognize the pattern of how I was kind of being stuck in this hamster wheel in the mind of each week calculating I have to have this many hours in of this kind of work so I could pay the bills, and then the rest of my energy can go into this. And that was becoming a repetitive pattern. Hi, Amy. When I finally, and my hours were dwindling down, not to, it was just how the universe is kind of weaning me off of one thing and open me up into what I really want to be doing and creating with. And I finally had a breakthrough, and I stopped paying attention and monitoring the hours that I put into mundane work, and just cracked wide open and trusted. And when I did, it opened up all of the things that I actually have been putting together internally for my own personal creation have come to fruition and are really opening up, specifically in becoming a teacher and truly teaching classes. This is month 2, and my classes have been full booked, and I'm a recovering perfectionist, also my distorted masculine energy, having everything that I need to present ready, and am I ready? I let that go and trust it, and I let spirit flow through me. And it's been the most amazing, gorgeous, beautiful creation that's just, it's not only helping me, it's helping others, and that flow. So I'm trusting, and I'm allowing the feminine energy, the creative energy, and the receptive energy to really take over. Yet I'm also opening up to the masculine, the rational, logical mind, to also trusting the feminine energy. And wow. And this has just organically been happening. I stepped out of the way and allowed things to flow. Also allowed my passion, my fire to really flow and open me up to, like, wow, this actually is what I've wanted to do all along. It opened me up to some things. So we want to talk about some of the cosmic energies that we are going to be experiencing. We already are experiencing, but we're going to have another big blast. It's kind of like the idea of a rocket ship being launched off into space, right? We've got rocket boosters that are needed to push the rocket or ourselves up into space. Yet once you reach a certain point where you're ready to break through the atmosphere, you've got to release the rocket boosters, so that we can continue to ascend above the Earth's atmosphere. And that's what we are in the process of doing, is releasing the heaviness, whatever it was that actually gave us a boost to get up, ascended, has to now be released and let go of. This is another part of the phase in the journey. Amy says, yes, allowing, surrendering, and letting it happen organically, and trusting. And that trust just sort of finally, the masculine energy, what's been programmed with the fear-based programmed in me, finally surrendered as well. And we go through these stages. I know I've had many surrenderings, and it's always proven to me that when you surrender, life then takes you to the next level. So we are at this next level. These upgrades are happening for many of us. Now, we also have to remember that with this stage, and we've also been in these stages as well, there still is a lot of purging, cleansing, clearing, awakening to more in-depth healing. And that can come in the form of physical, mental, and emotional purging. So there are also many, and there's no higher or lower. And it's not that you didn't do the work. This is part of your cycle right now. But know that once you get through that, you're going to also release a lot of density, a lot of heaviness, and have the ability to truly surrender to whatever the ego mind is protecting you from, or also all the toxins. I'm going ahead of myself, but like all of the toxins as far as environmental, food, emotional toxins, things that we've held on to, guilt and shame and projections placed onto us. So remember, this is a freedom frequency. A lot of people talk about this as being a prison planet or a slave planet, and we're done with that. We are moving by March. We will officially have been out of the dark ages, out of the Kali Yuga. We're already in that shadow period. We're wrapping it up, man. We are like totally wrapping it up. So the sun moves into Aquarius tomorrow, and it is forming a conjunction to Pluto. This is a rebirth for us all. This is exciting. So regardless where you are, if you're getting a huge boost of energetics, which I haven't had all of this time, although I've been quite busy with all the creations that I have been creating, even subconsciously, but beautiful creations, that gave me a nice boost of energy. But prior to that, like from Christmas time through New Year's, I have found it hard to even get out of bed or really do much of anything at all. And I also know that when the physical body is going through these upgrades and changes, especially within the physicality, the DNA, it can bring up a lot of old inflammations. I know from being very mindful and conscious of these evolutionary shifts. Every time my skin breaks out in rashes, I got it going on right here, and my hair feels different, and that's just my own personal experience. I'm like, oh, my body's going through another detox, my body is a little slower than my energy and my soul, my etheric body, my physical body. Our physical bodies are the last to catch up. Amy says, synchronicities are off the charts. We are on the right path. Just keep the faith, being kind, and keep uplifting our frequency. Yes, we have to keep reminding ourselves. Everything is energy, frequency, vibration. So we are really ridding ourselves of anything of the lower density, the lower vibration, the lower frequencies. And we can help ourselves through this too. I personally use music and tuning forks and crystals. Crystals hold certain frequencies. I actually use them to boost when I'm already feeling good, to boost that even more so I can feel how far and expansive my energy really goes. And that's really magical, by the way, when you realize how that energy, how our vibrational energy affects everything outside of us. The expansive energies that we're experiencing specifically with the sun in Aquarius now, well, tomorrow, conjuncting Pluto, our psychic and intuitive and creative gifts expanding yet again. So if you are receiving downloads like it's like a waterfall coming in now, like ideas after idea, creative ideas. This has been my experience, and a few others that I work with. We're all like, we're bursting at the seams with all of these ideas. Write them down. Don't worry about losing something. It's raining ideas and inspiration on us right now. Purging, healing. This new energy that we are receiving through the light codes, the information, through the cosmic rays that are coming in, are also awakening in the physical body. So some may be having an increased trouble sleeping. Your eating patterns may be off. You may find yourself like extremely hungry and then like not hungry at all. I've gone through that wave. 1 week I'm like, I can't get enough food in me, and this week it's like, oh, I forgot to eat all day long. My blood sugar starts to tell me that. Restlessness, because there's so much frequency happening right now. So practice and use your calming, grounding tools and techniques that you know of when you find this happening. Grounding techniques specifically, because this is a multi-dimensional experience that we are having. Timelines are constantly splitting off. You may be having bouts of deja vu, and that's sort of an indicator that your timeline is kind of veering off, and you get a little glimpse of like, wow, I've already been here, but I haven't been here, but I have been here. And it's very it's very odd, but kind of cool at the same time. If you are feeling alive and inspired right now, embrace that, enjoy that. Like the energy is shifting, and it's shifting you into a new chapter of life, a new beginning. Yes, this is happening, and trust that it's happening. This is another thing that I came across, is like, oh, because we've gone through this journey so long, many of us, where we've had openings, we're like, it's happening, and then it like fizzles out and it doesn't happen. And if you are experiencing this right now, there is a new beginning happening. Trust it. You are. We have waited such a long time for this. We've been through multiple years of cycles upon cycles upon cycles of re-feeling the pain, or painful cycles, purging, healing, stagnation, doubt, uncertainty. These Aquarian energies are supporting us in really embracing and opening up to a new experience, a new beginning. It's what we are called to do in this next cycle. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys, because it is, for me and others that I have been around, very exciting time. And I found certain patterns within me that's like, can I trust that this is actually, can I keep going? Yeah, keep going. Because I've been riding this wave for about a week now, and the more and more I surrender, the more and more opportunity, the more it opens up to me. I have done less like physical mental work and more surrendering, and I've made more money. I've had so much more success than ever trying to make things happen. the way that I always used to, or even just praying and having intentions. No, this is just like, truly, it is, like I said, with Mars retrograde, it's the masculine energy within us getting a makeover, getting a demolition and a rebuild, a redo. Let's see what you guys are saying here. Jess, I'm trying to get back into my workout routine. I need to read more and stay away from the news. Yes, you do. Stay away from the news. The workout routine, give yourself a break on that. Mars in retrograde is tough. It's tough on the body. And personally, every time I have tried, like, it's been so cold here, it's snowing here. I like to do most of my exercise and workout outside, and I just have not been able to. This morning was like the first time in a long time that I like took myself, I felt well enough to do yoga and Pilates and really move the body, and it did feel good. So sometimes if you get a little bit of an igniter going, like, go for something like yoga or some stretching or walking. Don't do high impact. I just know this from experience from other people who are getting injured. I have one friend with a knee injury, just from like doing their normal routine. It's like Mars is like, no, we're not doing it this way now. The body needs time to catch up. Amy says, I really feel for the collective right now. Most people are so on edge and guarded. So hard for people to open their hearts and minds. They don't feel safe, but our safety is truly within. Yes, and that's beautiful, Paige. I've seen your growth. We are so proud of you. Thank you. Thank you and I see all of your growth as well. And I feel that most people that are struggling right now still resonate and then still are residing solely in their masculine energy. And that masculine energy is, like I said, it's getting a whole renovation, and during renovation it does have to be demolished and then rebuilt anew. So I've witnessed that in myself, and I've witnessed that in a lot of others. So yeah, we can definitely send love, compassion, and empathy. And if anybody does come to us for support and help, open ourselves up for that. But we can't do this work for anybody. We can't force anybody into their own evolutionary process. I'm looking out because I have a bunch of deer in my backyard right now, which is a beautiful symbol of the nurturing. I always see deer as the Cancer energy, the nurturing and mothering and peaceful, quiet calmness. Hi, Martin. Jess, that's all you need. I'm fortunately and unfortunately walk all day for work. I do need to stretch more. There's been a constant lower back pain for months. I resonate with the lower back pain. I struggled with that for years in my past. And I did have a bit of sciatica over the holidays. The low back in the metaphysical world is the foundation. It can be fears or worries about money or security of some sort. So let's get some messages going here for us all. And get excited about this Aquarian energy. There's nothing to fear. And if you recognize that I'm going through another purging cycle or healing cycle, give yourself the grace to go through that, for sure. Did the post leave you something? No, I did not receive anything. Although I haven't gone out to my mailbox in a couple of days, so I'll have to look and see. It's snowing here now. I'll have to go out and shovel in a little while, so I'll check. But I will say that the United States Post Office is going through its own something, and yeah, it's been wacky. There are times where I will receive something and it has postmarked like a month or two prior. I've had a lot of stuff delivered late, or not at all, which is odd. Or I get other people's stuff. So how's everybody doing? Thank you. And we have the Fool. We have the Strength card. I love this. Okay. First wave or group of energy that I'm reading for overall is the Fool, and look below that we have the Lover's card. Just what I was talking about, masculine and feminine energy within self. It always starts with self. And my example of when I recognize the pattern in my masculine energy because of an underlying fear of, if I don't do all of this, my bills aren't going to get paid, or something's going to get forgotten about. When that energy within me transformed and shifted and changed and allowed the feminine energy to come to fruition, to create, and they work together, and that requires trust, right? The creation, the manifestation came to me. So it's not even about like, I've had so many people talk about like marketing and push this and promote this. And there's a part of me that's like, no, that's not it. That's not it. That's not it. It's energetic. It's energetic. And when I got those energetics in union, I'm going like this, centered, connected, everything came to me. Everything and everyone came to me. And I've been experiencing this again for this week. Was out of control, crazy. I was like, all right, I believe, I trust, I am a believer, totally believing now that it is within, and it's these energies, and it's finding all these hidden spots, subconscious spots. I was recognizing pattern after pattern of my masculine energy. My feminine energy is fine. My feminine energy was like, come on, get with the program, mind. Jess says, I'll come shovel for you. Florida is calling for possible snow. Oh my, in the Panhandle. Yeah, I did hear you guys are getting cold, huh? Jacksonville this week. Last time I saw snow in Jacksonville was 2010. And that is definitely, there's a cycle there. It's escaping me right now. Amy says, I'm excited for the planets aligning in the night sky. Martin says, I got a notification that had been sent. I think this Venus-Saturn conjunction has me. Oh yeah, I wanted to talk about that too, because that is our recognizing our patterns, right? When you kind of jump out of that, and it has to do with money, most of us, it has to do with money. But it can do with like things that you love or your creation or anything like that. All of it, everything that I just shared with you guys has to do with this Venus-Saturn conjunction. And it's asking us to trust. Take a leap of faith. But not until you recognize your patterns. If you take a leap of faith, and this is where we become jaded on the journey. We've taken leaps of faith. We've gotten blasts of energy like, yes, this is the right thing to do. But we're out of alignment within ourselves. It either opens up and we're not ready, or it falls flat and we're like, what happened? I felt that this was going to be the thing, or this was the one. So, but when it's ready, just like when I was saying, I'm teaching classes, and I kept hearing over and over again, when the teacher is ready, the students will come. Well, lo and behold, the teacher is ready and the students have come. It's been incredible, an incredible ride, and I want to keep this momentum up. I trust, I believe. It does take strength. It does take courage to have that trust and that leap of faith. Once you feel that ignite, that flame ignited within, that twin flame is inside, masculine and feminine energies uniting, boom. Creation begins. 9 of Cups, Venus energy. Creation begins, and it's all of these things that we love, admire, desire, and it brings a beautiful feeling and sensation. La Nina that's what it was. Yes, yes. El Nino or La Nina, I'm not sure which one it was, but yes, that's in this cycle this year too. 8 of Pentacles. It also opens us up to truly appreciating the value and what it is that we are creating and what it is we have desired. If you're having this experience, oh my God, talk about a heart opening, heart chakra opening. I mean, I've been blasted open over and over and over again, specifically this week, but it's been going on, it's been ongoing for a few weeks now. I've lost track. I feel like I'm in a different dimension. Well, we are. I'm like time traveling into these different dimensions right now. Well, another thing that has happened for me has completely not only united me with soul family, that we actually just so organically and naturally work with each other and respect and love each other, and we are really creating some beautiful, beautiful things. That gratitude for like recognizing, we all sat in a room yesterday and in a couple days before we did a moon circle of just like, wow, I can't believe this is actually happening. I now recognize like where we've been and where we are now. And like, I don't know, I've just got this tribe of soul sisters right now that I've just prayed and wished and knew that it was going to happen one day, and here we are. It's a beautiful experience. So that's wave number 1. Trust it, believe it. Okay. And keep the momentum going. Recognize that this is whatever's happening outside of you is happening inside of you, and we are the creators. We are the again, it's all vibration and the harmonics within self emanating out. Don't get down on yourself if your energy's down right now, but recognize that when our energy is down or low, we're clearing, we're purging, we're healing something that has kept us pulled down in that density and that darker energy. And it is lightening the load. We've got to let it go. We've got to transmute. Oxytocin bump. Oh, sure. Absolutely. It's been amazing. All right. So let's get group 2. All right. I don't know why. We're doing groups today. That's good. We're all connected anyway. So group 1's energy is going to pull group 2's energy up, and again and again and again. We all help each other through this, because this is an evolutionary process within humanity. All humans are going through this right now, just in some form of the wave. 8 of Inspiration, Page of Pentacles. Second group feels it, knows it, is even perceiving that you're just about at that finish line. It's been a long race. First you were told it was a 5K, and then you were told it's a marathon, and then you're told it's a triathlon, and you're like, wait, how long is this race? I'm so tired. Women do that for each other. Yeah. Well, we've embodied our feminine and have healed our masculine within. Because women who carry, I carried a very strong, dominant masculine energy. It took me years to even get comfortable and in touch with my feminine energy because of, you know, I mean, that's just my path. But I know a lot of females that have gone through that. But the female body does have a stronger, we've carried the ability to feel because because of the way we're built, and because we give life, birth, it requires feeling, where the men, and I'm not saying all men, but have had a deeper struggle because their feeling centers got turned off because they were sent to war and they were sent to conquer, and they were trained. They gave up their feeling in order to do what they needed to do. And we're talking thousands of years ago, but it carries on from generation to generation to generation. Okay, let's get back to group 2. Oh, I got a lot of energy running through me, so I apologize if these come through fast and furious, right? Beautiful. All right, well, this is good too. Okay. Group 2, like I said, you're at the end of the race. You're about to cross the finish line. You're not really sure how long this race is. What am I in? What kind of race is this? It seems to go on forever and ever and ever. But seeing the light at the end, seeing the finish line, knowing that it's there, perceiving the end of the finish line is also helping you to appreciate and value every little thing that has helped you along the way, including Mother Earth, specifically Mother Earth, the energy of Gaia herself. Page of materials. Also getting a big lesson right now on what you attract. Like attracts like, which is a beautiful thing when you recognize, what am I attracting? Am I attracting this? What part of me is actually bringing this into my awareness, my experience right now? Things that have brought me great pain, things that have brought me the abandonment wound, the betrayal. Anything that's triggering right now, make sure that you take that within. Because if there's still residual leftover emotional charge from anybody's projections. I had a student in class yesterday ask this question. It was an excellent question. She said, how do we know if it's somebody just projecting their own pain onto us, or if it is meant for us to use as a mirror to see within? And I said, if there's an emotional charge, if you're feeling it inside, if something is stirring or arising inside, that's your indicator. This is a cosmic mirror. Like, take that. It's a gift. Oh, this is a hidden part. This is a hidden gem. I can clear it up. We can actually get excited for the triggers, right? Because if somebody's just projecting their own pain onto you and you've already cleared up all your stuff, all you have, if your heart's open, is compassion and empathy for the other. You're not feeling triggered and charged. You know what I mean? Let's see. Jess says, that's how I was built. I also grew up with 5 brothers, so my feminine energy has not been in existence until the last 10 years or so. Yeah. Martin says, oh, we know. It was all by design. Yes, yes, yes. Hi, Dustin. Amy says, light at the end of the tunnel. Dustin says, I love you all. So, yeah, group 2 may be still kicking in. Oh, look what came my way that had an emotional charge and is bringing up something. This is good. This is good. I can actually leave this person with grace and thank them. Thank them for projecting their pain onto me, because it opened me up to something that was hidden, something that I need to clear up inside of myself. And here we are. We're talking about masculine energy, right? And I feel like for most people, that's where the stored trauma and wounding and pain resides in distorted masculine energy that had no feeling center turned on, you know. But the good news, there's always good news for group 2, is that we have the Chariot as the overall energy, because of course everything is always moving and changing and shifting, but you're moving out of this and into what group 1 is experiencing now. Group 1 is still being asked to trust, believe what is happening right now for you, because it's beautiful, it's magical, it's mystical, and it is real. All right, any more groups? Yep, okay. We'll go into group 3. You know, I have a lot of compassion for the masculine energy. Again, like I said, it stems way back from an activation they had to. It was all by design, as Martin says. Turn the feeling center off. And there are entities and energies that really had this all orchestrated. It is all an experiment, by the way, and we're waking up out of that experiment. But the masculine energy, men in particular, had to turn their feelings off in order to go into what they said that they were going to do. War and power over. It got a little out of control, I will say that. But in order to keep that up, and again, we've been in a masculine dominant world up until, it wasn't until maybe like the 60s that the feminine energy and the females started to find their voice and open up and speak out, and men too. So it's not just females, but the liberation, the freedom energy that we're getting another dose of, but in a much bigger concentration. And that didn't last for many different reasons. And it wasn't meant to last, but it was more of a preview of where we are. You know how I don't remember who did the song Age of Aquarius, but that was like the big thing in the 60s, was talking about the Age of Aquarius, and that's a foreshadowing to the energy that we are walking into now. So there's a lot of freedom and liberation that is happening on the planet, and depending on what wave you are, some people are still working through purging and freeing themselves from the slave mentality that the masculine energy had been placed upon for quite some time. Power over. Anyway, interestingly enough, when the females found their voice, it really annoyed the males, masculine, because the female's voice was still coming from a masculine place. It wasn't coming from the true feminine, the true goddess within. So we are all gods and goddesses within, but it got so distorted for so long that this is what the awakening is. And this is a quickening. And what I've been receiving is for the men, for the masculine energy, it can actually get kicked on the divine, kicked on almost like a snap, or really quickly. Don't know how that actually happens, but it's almost like, okay, now we're going to change. We're going to flip the trajectory now. And men are starting to feel, basically, is what I'm saying. Or people holding male-dominated energy, distorted masculine energy, are really, you can't help but feel. And the more that this energy pours in, it's almost like, say there's a person, and they work in a lab on animals, experimenting on animals. And they had all their feeling centers turned off. And suddenly, boom, this energy comes in, and suddenly they feel the pain of the animal, of whatever they're doing to that animal. And they're like, whoa. And it's shocking. And it changes them forever. They like leave and leave their entire way of being. This is what I'm like getting. You know what I mean? I keep saying, you know what I mean. I remember that song from the play Hair. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Strength comes in many different forms. I don't feel the staunch masculinity classifies as strength. No, no, not at all. Not at all. But still, imagine what's going to happen when their feeling centers, certain masculine energies, feeling centers get turned on. And now, listen, we're still in a world of duality. And there still are dark forces, entities, people on the planet, not as many as we think there are, that had control over us for thousands and thousands of years. And they know they're losing control. So they're throwing out all the stops. Like crazy, wacky stuff is happening now. I mean, it's ridiculous, actually. It's very apparent and obvious now. The old tricks don't work on us anymore because humanity is waking up, especially the younger generations. I look through every so often social media and what people are putting out there, whistleblowers showing videos of like, this is really what's happening. Even like movie star like Mel Gibson and Sylvester Stallone are like speaking up like something is off here with the fires. Like people are waking up and speaking out big time. And I will say that California is probably the biggest region on the planet that holds this crazy energy and a lot of money, a lot of distorted power. But also with the celebrities and their power over just the energetics of that dwindling, going away. But those that are awakening, speaking out. Look at Jim Carrey. So many secrets, so much stuff that's been hidden is just completely in plain sight now. You can't, I mean, you've got to live under a rock to not see it. Of course, there are people that want to stay in their own belief systems. That's fine. Some of the younger generation, I have a younger cousin, God love him, but he's a true product of his environment. Yeah, they're influenced, Martin. All I gotta say about that is give him time. I have true trust and belief that this year, particularly in general, is going to have a tremendous effect on everybody. Everybody. On top of not to mention, all right, the earth changes because of the frequency and because of the cycles that we're in, weather patterns and natural disasters on top of the not natural disasters that are being trying to be posed as natural disasters. This is going to be a chaotic year, but we've got to stay above that chaos. Almost like on top of the mountain, peering down, like watch it all play out, watch it all unfold with love and compassion in our hearts and a higher understanding of like, this was all set in motion. This is meant to be. This insanity that we have been living for thousands and thousands of years it's diminishing. But with great change comes the dissolving, Pisces energy, dissolving of the old first. It's very chaotic. It's very messy. North Node in Pisces. That's where we're heading. But then there's renewal, regeneration, connected to spirit, connected to the ethers, our true source and true soul selves, and our true connection to this planet. The wake-up call is not going to be pleasant for many people, especially those who are still working in jobs that are deteriorating the environment and the health of animals and children. And when they wake up to seeing exactly what they've participated in for money to stay in this matrix program, it's going to be a lot of it's going to be hard, but it's necessary, unfortunately. Let's see what you guys are saying. There's nowhere for them to hide. The sun, the earth, everything on earth is elevating in frequency. Yep, it's bringing up all the darkness for us to transmute. Yep. Jess, the older generation has been trying to tell us for so long. George Carlin is one. George Carlin, yeah, he's always been trying to say something. As far as the baby boomers and older generation, no, they have been very much participating in the patriarchy, I must say. Martin says, just watch out for controlled opposition. Oh, absolutely. I'm already ready. We're ready to get my popcorn and watch that, because it's not going to have any effect on me either way. I am not swaying. I plan on staying staying in my solidarity and watch it all unfold. A constant saying in our tribe, buckle up. Yep. Please keep asking for discernment from your higher guides. Absolutely. And this is the number one reason why I have been teaching classes recently on intuitive development, or trusting and understanding your intuition, specifically discernment. And it's showed me over and over again how many people have actually been in the closet when it comes to their intuitive senses, and they're breaking open and like trusting it all now, because we do have to be very discerning going through this, or just really just feeling it. I can look at a picture and instantly be like, that's AI, because like the illusion of Pisces is going to be very interesting this year for sure. By the way, if anybody wants to understand what the new 18-month cycle of the Pisces, Virgo, North and South Node karmic axis, how that is going to affect you personally, and your birth chart, there is actually my teacher, who I have actually enrolled in school and classes with. He has a video out on YouTube that breaks it down by houses for you. His name is Simon. He's with Raising Vibrations, and he just recently put out a video, I want to say in the last day or two or three, the nodes through the houses. I highly suggest taking a listen to that and listening to what he really specifically looks at the South Node of what you are releasing, what you are moving away from, or what you're being asked to release and let go of. But he will go into the North Node. North Node in Pisces is really trusting spirit, bringing spirit into matter. Jess, Amy is the best at that in our house. I still have trouble telling sometime what's AI. It's so scary how good it is. I know. Your North Node is in Pisces. Wow, Martin. Wow. I see you kind of already breaking through the, maybe you already dropped your rocket boosters and you're already like up through the next, you're like orbiting the planet. All right, we've got okay. Wow. All of these? Okay. Okay. They're already saying that, like, the group that's actually really struggling, they're not even listening to this, so we're not reading into that at all. So there's only one more group that I have a message for here, and overall the energy is of justice, of balance, of wisdom, of strength, of clarity, of the duality within self, and how that affects. We all affect the energetics. We've got to get off of this victim mentality of what's been done for thousands and thousands of years, and the masculine, feminine polarities, and how the feminine had agreed to shut her throat chakra and mouth for thousands of years, while the masculine agreed to shut the feeling centers down. And this is part of the game, it's part of the movie, it's part of the show. This is where we're breaking out of, right? There's justice here. Where were we going with that? There's an energy I'm reading into where there's still some of you who are looking outside and wanting to point the finger and place blame, even on the dark forces and entities. No, they in the control tactics. They're not going to win unless we carry this victim consciousness or anything against. It's not us against them. We've got to break that too. We've really got to break free from a lot of this stuff, because we are calling in that energy to keep circulating and working with us, working around us. Yes, it's very difficult to watch suffering and pain and suffering throughout humanity and everywhere. I'm not at all discrediting that, but if we want to break free into the new paradigm, we've got to break free from that drama triangle, which is perpetrator, victim, and savior, and elevate, break out of that to see that it's all changing, but it was all by design to begin with. There was an infiltration. We will say that. There was an infiltration a long, long, long time ago. But because this is a planet of free will, I'm really channeling here. Because this is a planet of free will, it had to be allowed. It must be allowed. All was allowed. And the light really tried to take over, to not allow what happened to happen, but the light did not win at that time, and so it was allowed. Now, at the end of the Dark Ages, moving into more light, more information, more cosmic rays, these dark forces have nowhere to go. There's nowhere to hide. Yeah, they've got a lot of underground shit going on, for sure. It's all going to be flushed out within these next couple of years. This is the key year for us to really get our act together individually within ourselves, because recognizing that any duality within ourselves is from whatever had been playing out outside of ourselves. This is a time for clearing, for purging. So understanding that we are a lot of stormy waves, Nine of Swords. It's been such a long journey. Yet there's a rite of passage here. It's an opening. There's light. Look at this. There's light that's directing the ship who's gone through like hurricanes and a lot of turmoil. And they're saying, here, follow this light. Follow the light. You're almost to shore. You're almost to your 10 of Cups. And then we have the Devil. So when we get close to just fully embracing and embodying love and compassion and empathy and all that we've desired with the masculine and feminine within and without, yes, the darkness is going to creep in. It's going to say, well, you can't carry me with you. You can't allow this energy to control you anymore. It's giving you a foggy lens to perceive. I'm hearing zoom out, zoom out, zoom out. This is for group 3. Because if you keep putting the focus on that which has had control, it's going to keep having control. Do you see where this is going? Page of Pentacles, the Hermit, and the Page of Cups. So for this group, there are bits and pieces of newness that are arising. And you've collected all of these fragmented aspects of life that you know that you're taking forward with you. And yet there's still some downtime that's needed. And you may actually desire to have more alone time than not, so that the light can work within you. See the illumination, the light. And a new emotional system can be formed. This isn't even new, but the Page of Cups is almost like that child. So we have to really go back and retrieve the inner child. Wherever it was lost in time, soul retrieval. And bring that quality back within. Transmute whatever had diminished that aspect of self. Whatever had programmed the mind, because this is where we get hooked, is in the mind, in our perception. That you bought into the system. I'm just hearing the buying into the system. Oh, that was a lot of energy there. Hold on a second. Just your North Node's in Aries. My North Node's in Aquarius too. Amy says, I remember the time of Atlantis. They were waking up like we are now, but it wasn't enough for them to eradicate all the darkness. No, I know, and it all just came apart. And we don't want that to happen again. We are actually reliving a lot of that right now. A lot of that. So a lot of people are having memories of Aquarius, of Atlantis. Which is so interesting. And even in dreams and stuff. And the technologies. I mean, this is where we really got to get our A game, because there is a frequency. Frequencies are battling, but we've got so much more power within our natural organic frequency than any artificial frequency ever projected into this planet. It's really the key is the masculine and feminine within us uniting. Martin, happy Aquarius season, folks. I'm Aquarius, however, my Mars is in Aries, so as the soul disposition, it rules my chart. Devil, Saturn, Capricorn, 10th house stuff. Yep. Jess says, I'm not very fond of my dreams lately. Oh, interesting. I've got like a ton of cardinals in my yard now. I've got the deer. I've got a lot of nature going on right now, and it's snowing really hard here too. As far as dreams go, we can never take our dreams literally. It's when we shut our eyes and our body shuts down, this frontal lobe, this programmed mind shuts off, and we visit other dimensions. We visit also other realms. There's a lot of hidden treasure in our dreams. We cannot take them literally, though. They're always symbolic, and they're always helping us what we need in our guidance. They're guiding us. They're also giving us some foreshadowing on what we are releasing within ourselves. So tap into your dreams a little deeper, but try to look at it symbolically. Also, what emotion was there in those dreams? Do you journal? I would journal on your dreams too. Just write them down quickly, reflect on it later, a day, a week later. They start to make more sense. It does sound like my backyard sounds like a Disney movie. It feels like a Disney movie. It's so funny. Martin says, I've been watching a bit of Melanie Reinhardt's video on Chiron for the broken parts of me. Oh, interesting. I've never heard of her. I'll have to check it out. Yeah, I know. I love all the wildlife. These, especially with the snow and the bright red cardinals, they really pop out. They're like distracting me right now. I call in, my house is my sanctuary, my property is my sanctuary. I mean, all of Earth, but there is a protective bubble around here, and the wildlife just loves it. Everybody that comes here says, oh my gosh, the energy here feels amazing. And I can't say it's just me, because there's a lot of crystal in the hills, and we found amethyst too. Actually, I don't have it on me right now. We found, I don't know if it's pyrite. I'd like to think it's gold, but digging in my backyard, I'm like, well, there's a lot of treasure out here for sure. Yeah, the bright ones are the males. Yep. The females are out there too. I have this forsythia bush right outside of my window, and it's full of cardinal. It's like the cardinal bush. They love it. It's their home. All right. I'm feeling Starseed Oracle is calling me again. Let's get one last message, and then I'm going to go eat. I haven't eaten all day, and it's already 2:36 here where I am. And I just jumped off of doing a personal reading for somebody. So I'm going to have to come off of this vibrational thing that's coming on. Suddenly my body's like, it's time to eat. It's time to eat. All right. It always feels so good, though. It feels so good to like really connect with you all and connect to these energies and the guidance and the clarity that we receive. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful and blessed to have this incredible relationship with all of you and with Spirit. Specifically, I'm very grateful to the Pleiadians who have been speaking to me very deeply. Here we have Arcturus energy. Interesting. Deep cellular healing. Arcturus energy. Physical and emotional healing. All right. Oh, thank you, Jess. Your body knows how to heal. Healing is your natural state. Physical and emotional disharmony can be a reflection of how the world, inner and outer, has been out of alignment. If you're suffering from a mystery or chronic illness, don't allow yourself to think you've done something wrong. Today, it's difficult to navigate our health. If this card has made its way to you, you're being called to focus on your healing in practical ways, to prioritize your health, to be kind and tender to your miraculous body, to give yourself the grounding and care you need, to put your body first, to nourish yourself as you would a newborn baby, to treat yourself with tender care. You may be called to switch things up with your body or your emotional well-being. to call in a team of helpers to support you in navigating any challenges you may be experiencing emotionally. The Arcturians are a galactic group of beings who have mastered deep cellular and emotional healing. They want you to know that it's possible to feel vibrant in your cells and well in your skin, to have your cells return to effervescence and vitality, to find calmness and contentedness, to have a soothed nervous system and a tranquil heart. Yep. Yeah, and that is definitely what the collective is experiencing now. So many people are sick that I know. So many people, and I'm not saying they're not doing the healing work. I was sick weeks prior to them, so we're all in the same wave. And I'm still having rashes and things like that. We're all going through this big energetic upgrade, and it's happening in our cells of our body, our very DNA of our body. Very Virgo. Yes, thank you, Martin. Very Virgo. Amy says healing frequencies on YouTube like 528 and 963 hertz are good for this. Yes, thank you for that. And it is important to remember these tools. I've been brought back to some of the oldies but goodies that really got me through hard, difficult parts of my physical healing and emotional and energetic healing in the very beginning stages of my awakening, which was the binaural beats and the frequencies, tuning forks. Like I was saying earlier, like all of those things have come back, and they have really been reminding me how important it is for us to always recognize that we are the frequency holders, and what frequency are we carrying and emitting. We've got to allow what is purging to purge so it can elevate, we can hold these higher frequencies of light that are coming in constantly. It's not going to go, we're not going back. Nobody's going back. We are constantly evolving, ascending, and elevating. And this is the year where we're getting a boost in that department. So, with that said, I think I'm going to go eat now. Thank you guys all for joining me and adding to this beautiful symphony of harmonics and vibrational frequency that we get to share and emit out, and sending so much love and healing. And we've got this. We've got this. We've been on this ride for a while. We want to be on that crazy wooden roller coaster ride that we're on for 2025 with our hands up in the air like, yes, and not in the back white knuckling like, oh my God, when is it going to be over? But it doesn't matter. It's all in perception. If that's where you're at, that's where you're at. We've all been there, and we can all be here to be a source of support for each other as we are ascending once more into yet another vibrational state of being. I want to see how magical we can actually be. And I'm already starting to see, like, wow, I'm surprising myself. So collectively imagine where we're going to be taking this new energy and how powerful that truly is. So much love to you guys all. And yes, Jess, love to you. I love this tribe too. I love this tribe, and thank you all for being here. Yes, and you all have a beautiful day, beautiful week. I'll be back when spirit calls. I answer. So yes, and the highest possible outcomes for all. So much love to you guys. Take care. Bye.